Have you ever watched a movie where two people start off irritating each other so much and somehow end up becoming exactly what the other person needed? Because trust me, Chaos Next Door is one of those movies that start with stress, arguments, and misunderstanding, and then still slowly turn into something emotional, comforting, and beautiful. And to be honest, the chemistry in this movie is just too natural. Chaos Next Door is a romantic Nollywood drama starring BIMBO Ademoye and ETIM EFFIONG. The movie follows Nora and Maverick, two neighbors whose relationship begins with a constant clash and irritation. Now, Nora is heavily pregnant, emotionally stressed, and still trying to adjust to a complete new environment after being abandoned by the father of an unborn child. So naturally, everything irritates her. On the other side is Maverick, a quiet, reserved man who mostly keeps himself and clearly wants peace. But unfortunately for him, Nora becomes his next neighbor. And from the moment these two meet, peace disappears completely. Every small interaction turns into tension. One misunderstanding leads to another. One argument becomes another argument. And honestly, some of their exchange are so funny because of how stubborn both of them are. At first, it was genuinely feel like these two can never get along. But slowly, things begins to change. As time passes, they begin seeing each other, deeper parts of each other that nobody else notices. Maverick started realizing that behind Nora's sharp attitude is a woman carrying pain, fear, and emotional exhaustion. And Nora began noticing that behind Maverick's calm personality is someone who is also deeply broken inside. That's when the movie started becoming more emotional, because Maverick eventually reveals a heartbreaking part of his past before withdrawing from life emotionally. He used to be a medical doctor, but during a tragic delivery situation involving his wife and unborn child, everything went wrong and he lost both of them. And from that moment, his entire life changed. You can actually feel the guilt and the pain he still carries years later. At the same time, Nora is still struggling with abandonment. The man responsible for her pregnancy, Ike, is nowhere to be found when she truly needed support. So now you have two emotionally wounded people, both carrying pain in different ways, slowly finding comfort in each other without even realizing it. And honestly, that emotional connection is what makes the movie more beautiful. Not false romance, not unrealistic love, just two broken people helping each other breathe again. As Nora's pregnancy becomes more difficult, Maverick slowly stepped into the supportive role nobody expected him to take, and in one of the most emotional moments in the movie, Nora suddenly goes into labor, forcing Maverick to face the exact trauma he has spent years running away from. But this time, instead of losing someone, he chooses courage, and that moment becomes a turning point for both of them. Because while he helps bring new life into the world, he also helps bring healing from the pain that nearly destroyed him emotionally. And of course, Nollywood will not allow peace to last for too long. Eventually, Nora's baby daddy returns, trying to reclaim his place in her life. But by now, the truth about this deceitful behavior slowly started coming out, and Nora finally begins seeing the difference between somebody who really wants to talk and somebody who truly shows up when it matters. By the end of the movie, Chaos Next Door becomes more than just a love story. It becomes a story about healing, second chances, emotional support, and sometimes the people we least expected end up becoming the safest place for our heart. Now, Chaos Next Door is one of those Nollywood movies that will make you laugh, feel emotional, and quite smile by the end. Because sometimes healing doesn't come from finding perfect people. Sometimes it's come from finding someone who is willing to stay through your chaos. Anyways, if you're still here by this time, that means you're really a loyal fan of mine, and I'm so glad. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. As I'm gonna see you on the next one, please do turn on your notification button so you get the next one from us. Bye.